Well, if nothing else, this episode gave us a crap ton of ship fuel.
I was just about to say, man, shipping sensory overload!
Yes!
Ah! Oh my god. I don't care how nerdy that makes me look. I was just like, Scooby!
Yeah.
Like, holy crap.
The entire episode, oh my gosh.
The show finally gets it. The show finally understands that those are the pairings that work.
Especially Rare Jack.
The Rare Jack one was great. Oh my god, because I like the fact that, you know, like I always said, they're funny with each other because they bust each other's balls, and like even the act of doing something really nice for each other is just like, it's just a thing with them. Fluttershy and Rainbow Dash's interaction was funny. It was a little funny and sweet. And Twilight and Pinkie Pie there wasn't as much there as the other two, but there was still that nice subtext kind of thing going on. But overall, it was actually a good episode. It left me with a nice feeling in my chest because of all the friendship feels. The friendship.
Yeah, you can know the difference. By the way, it's Easter Sunday when we're recording this, so a crap
420 blaze it! Smoke beer!
It's funny, I saw a picture online that it's like, what was it? It was like, come on, you know that people are in there texting in church, like, where you get the weed.
Yeah, I live in an area where the only local bands are either slow brutal death metal bands or they're stoner rock bands. Yeah, they be blazing it here in Cali. Alright, so this episode is written again by that Sonnetberg guy.
Yep, Scott Sonnenberg.
Scott Sonnenberg. I gotta say, he wrote Testing 1, 2, 3, didn't he?
No, that was Keaton Rogers.
Yeah, that's right. The episode before that he wrote, I think.
No, that was Mod Pie.
He wrote an episode.
Yeah, something like that.
And I think I remember liking it. So we'll cover all this in our season 4 recap.
Yeah, whatever.
We'll have notes on our arms and crap. But anyway, so the episode starts off with they're heading to Rainbow Falls, which we could see, and Pinkie Pie tells us we're going to Rainbow Falls, and I'm like, I gotta say, I don't know why, but the first 2 minutes really annoy me just because of all the forced exposition. I hate hearing exposition from Twilight because Tara Strong's vocal performance has been kind of with me lately. So, you know, I mean, if it's like Pinkie Pie or something, it's like okay because you could chalk that up to excited Pinkie Pie, but whatever, I don't care.
And what is it this season with them, like, forcing a ton of world building on us? Because, I mean, I can understand in, like, season 1 and 2, because they're trying to establish the world and stuff. But this time, it's like, now that Twilight's a princess, oh, she's a princess now. We have to shoehorn something in. You know, at the beginning of the episode, it's like, oh, I have to be here on royal duty. And it's like,
to oversee the traders.
Yeah.
Okay, to get somewhat serious-ish, having an authority figure be at a swap meet to oversee trades, doesn't that completely destroy the purpose of free market? Great, you know the analysts, because there's a difference, because the bronies have asserted a difference now between reviewers, critics, and analysts. Us, reviewers. Nostalgia critic, Digibrony and Brony Curious, analysts. So you know someone's going to mention that, but I'd rather we just brush over it and not make this a political debacle.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't even think I fully know what debacle means, but I know it's bad.
So they get to they get to the Traders Exchange, and it's really like a bunch of tents set up, and you have to, like, you know, you have to bring something of value, and you can trade it with people. And what's interesting, a very organized free market, can I say? There's because as Pinkie Pie says earlier, there's rules and stuff where, because, you know, it's a trading thing. Because I've been to swap meets before. You trade shit with, it's like, you want this, okay, trade me some money. You know, but this is the closest the show's come to being ghetto. Yeah, and you know, it kind of reminds me, there's a up here in Wisconsin we have this thing near Milwaukee called 7 Mile Fair, and it's basically
Sounds like a
like
club.
in the summer. It's like open like every weekend from like Labor Day to Columbus Day or something like that. And what's
Do you guys
interesting?
still celebrate Columbus Day? California got rid of that.
Really?
Yeah,
We still have people getting off of school for Columbus Day, I think.
yeah. When it kind of came out that he was a genociding d-bag, they were kind of like, "Sorry, kids, no day off for you."
Mm. Anyway,
Anyway, yeah.
so but anyway, this building is like I don't know, like 5 or 6 acres at least.
It's huge.
Yeah, it's huge. And it's filled with every kind of vendor you can imagine. I'm talking about old school video games, vinyls, food, adoption of puppies, everything you could think of. Now, granted, a lot of the stuff is really shady, but it's really I went there once with a good friend of mine, and it was a really enjoyable experience.
Yeah, swap meets are cool, but like I said, we don't have those kind over here. We just give money.
Mm-hmm.
But so the story goes, Twilight wants to get rid of a crap load of books.
Mm-hmm.
Rarity wants to find an antique brooch.
Mm-hmm.
Oh crap! Well, we don't know that, but she wants to find something antique. Applejack wants to find something antique.
Mm-hmm.
Rainbow Dash wants to get her old book. Fluttershy has a whistle that she wants to see if she can trade something for it, and Pinkie Pie is there for the lulz.
Mm-hmm. And it's kind of funny because, like, Rainbow Dash, she is so adamant on getting this book because it's the first edition of Dairy Do and the Quest for the Sapphire Statue. And she has every other one but this one, and no one's ever completed a complete set and stuff like that.
Nobody ever.
Mm-hmm. How does that work?
I don't.
Maybe in Ponyville? I don't know.
Maybe in Ponyville, everyone except for Rainbow Dash and Twilight, no one likes to read.
Mm-hmm. And Fluttershy actually wants to trade a bear call for a bird call.
Bear claw for bear call, that's what it was.
Mm-hmm. And it's really kind of cool. So
then I remember those. So they want to do their respective things, and then they start pairing off. And when Rainbow Dash was like, "All right, I'm gonna go look for this book," and then Fluttershy, who seemed extra sweet in this episode, was just like, "Okay, I'll go help you out. See how important this is to you." There was a lot more, kind of cutesy stuff that I can't fully remember, but like that. And I'm like, "Oh, sweet, that's cool." And then Applejack and Rarity are like, "I want to find something old. I too wish to find something old." And I'm like, "Okay, what's this?" The Pinkie Pie sticks with Twilight, and I'm like, yes, yes.
And what's interesting is just like with Castlemania, they split them up and have separate stories for each of them, and it's really interesting.
Applejack and Rarities is significantly less important. Well, especially after the first commercial break.
I would actually see that more as I kind of see it as Rainbow Dash and Fluttershy at the top, Rarity and Applejack in the middle, and then Pinkie Pie and Twilight in the bottom.
Yeah. So Twilight.
Even though it was Twilight who learned the freaking lesson.
Well, they kind of all did. Anyway, so Rainbow Dash and Fluttershy go to get this book, and she's like, "Okay, get me this two-headed dog."
Mm-hmm.
And can I just say, his dog tamer looked like he could have been in some Norwegian metal band. That guy looks sick.
Right?
His voice was a little lame, but he could have at least had the Russian accent.
Yeah.
Isn't that dog dangerous? If you die, you die. So he won't trade the dogs unless he gets
a lamp.
He gets a lamp. A Discord lamp.
A Discord lamp, no less. The lamp guy who won't get anything.
Who I think the lamp guy. No, the lamp guy looked like straight like hipster emo level. Like he looks like an Asking Alexandria fan.
He actually looked like He actually kind of looked like a recolored Black Griffin OC.
Then the next one, who's selling chicken statues for some reason, wants a glass chalice or something, and he looks like a slightly older Trender host to me. Then they go to the chalice lady, and she wants a rusty old horseshoe. By the way, I like how Rainbow Dash brought a rusty old her old lucky horseshoe, which probably has some meaning to her, though probably not too much considering she's trading it. And she's like, this'll totally get me stuff. And first off, and you know, I really like how this episode incorporated three tried and true stories into one episode. Because with Fluttershy, with Rarity, with Rainbow Dash and Fluttershy, you got that whole I'll give you this if you give me that storyline, which it's been done for days. Rarity and Applejack though was just funny, just because of the fact that even though they're at odd ends, they're on the same frame of mind. Tell us how it goes down. That's funny.
Okay, so basically, Rarity comes along. It's like, I'd like to find something, divine and antique. And Applejack's like, hey, how about we pull our resources? If one of us has something that we need a little bit more from the other stash, then we could do that. So they go off, and they come back, and they say at the exact same time, there's something really antique and really old that I really want, and all it'll take is all our stuff. And so Applejack takes Rarity to this old pie tin that supposedly would make pie go 10 or 5 seconds faster.
5 seconds. It's all rusted and worn out, and Rarity's like, oh.
And then Rarity shows her a brooch that's really nice, and I'm like, oh, that's a pretty nice piece of antique jewelry.
Yeah, I was like, wow, they really made Applejack's look worthless.
And then Applejack's like, it's the same one you're already wearing.
Yeah, she pulls back Rarity's hair, and it's the same exact thing. And I'm like, wow. And I thought to myself, wow.
But it's antique, and therefore is better.
And she's like, I really liked how the show did a good job of showing just how useless both of them are. Not the characters, but the items they want, or how silly it would be to buy them. Because at first I'm like, oh, well, clearly Rarity's is the better buy. But then Applejack's like, you're wearing that, and I'm like, nice show. That was nice. Actually, when we think about Applejack's would have had the more practical use.
But here's what's funny. Going back a little bit, at the very end of when, Applejack says let's pull our resources, Rarity comes up, nuzzles Applejack on the cheek, and it's like, I'm glad to have a friend like you. And then Applejack's like, I feel the same way. I'm like, it's Kevin!
Oh my god. One thing, I know this sounds a little weird, but it almost seems like the main six were a little too sweet in this episode, but I didn't care. My ship plane is off the ground. We are 10-4 ground zero over Baghdad. Let's bomb it with love.
Yes.
So, that was funny.
Love is so metal.
Dude, tell that to him.
Rock of Love tour bus.
Oh god. Did you know him says that, we play love metal because they had that heartagram bull crap. Yeah, we are the hottest band out of Finland. Yeah, I think Nightwish or Children of Bodom or Lordy Wets I'm gonna say about that. But anyway, so back with Pinkie Pie and Twilight, there wasn't as many cutesy, tender moments between them, but there were feel-goody moments, which that's about pretty much what you could expect from the pairing, Yeah. At least until the doors are closed. So Twilight's about to trade all her books to a little filly with a broken pen. Well, she has a feather, but she refers to it as a pen. And I thought, wait, a pen, that's a feather. And I'm like, well, feather, pen, that's not really something to complain about, but I am
It's anyway. A feathering pen.
It's a... Did you just swear?
At least in the MOP universe, yes.
That was actually kind of clever. Well, yeah, because they called it a feather pen.
At least it works better than in Life and Times. Because, there's a point where Rainbow Dash starts, going off the wall. Like she's trying to say the F word. But she's really just going, feathery, feather, feathery, feather, feather. I'm like, that doesn't work as well. Seriously?
Come on, disgruntled. You're better than that.
Mm-hmm.
So...
At least you want the banging to happen.
Well, bang, okay. So Pinkie Pie sees that, and she's like, what were you about to do? She's like, get rid of it. She's like, no. Then she pulls a list out of nowhere saying the do's and don'ts of the swap meet, which I kind of got, when you were talking about Rarity and them and Applejack pulling the resources, it kind of got me thinking, you think someone's going to try to say this is all political symbolism, like how the swap meet's all free market, but it's controlled by the princess and its capitalism. Rarity and Applejack pulling their resources is somehow a symbolic look at communism, and Fluttershy and Rainbow Dash helping each other out is capitalism?
Hey,
it's all symbolism. It's all isms.
At least it's better than Obama.
Hey, he's... No, it's okay. We need to just give him a chance. He's had 6 years, but we need to give him another chance. We need to give him... Sorry.
We need to give him another 2 terms.
I'm not even a Republican, damn it. So anyway, and so Pinkie Pie's like, she's like, I'm afraid I can't let you do that, Twilight. And then she puts
Pinkie
on
the brain.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons why they work so good, is because if they don't have that serious relationship, they are funny.
Because it's like, one's a genius, the other's insane. It still works.
Yeah, and like, so Twilight, so Pinkie Pie puts on a mustache and hat, and she's like, here, take these books. They were read by Twilight, given them by Prince. Oh yeah, so, she puts on a crown, because, she says Twilight's a princess. Then she says, and who gave her these books? Princess Celestia, and puts on another crown, which looks like Celestia's, and then she's like, double crown, and I'm like, oh my god, the princesses have been doubled. Everyone's probably going to make that joke, but I don't care.
And I find it funny because, like, Twilight asks Pinkie, do not base this because I'm a princess. I want these people to do it for the joy of wanting these books.
And Pinkie Pie's like, that's not how this works.
Yeah, and Pinkie still does it. It's like, did I mention she's a princess?
That was funny. So Pinkie Pie, see, this is Pinkie Pie doing the wrong thing, but it's because, but it plays more to her innocence and willingness to help her friends. Not like in the Cranky episode.
Yeah,
it's not where it's like
in the Cranky episode, she was perceived as being very naive, but in this episode, she wasn't, because she was trying to get the book sold faster and in a more strategic way.
Yeah, with the Cranky episode, with a friend indeed. With a friend indeed, it was shown as saying she's got that childlike naivete, which she's always had, but they made it super annoying. But with this one, they didn't really give her so much naivete. They kind of just gave her a bit of an innocence type deal, where it's like, obviously I'm sure she knows that's not what Twilight wants, but she's doing it because she thinks it's in her friend's interest. That's I mean, she's still kind of forcing it on Twilight, but better force it for a good cause, like helping your friend out, than, say, making someone your friend just to say you're friends with everybody in Ponyville.
Exactly.
Which I think that's part of... Honestly, the more I think about it, Cranky saying I don't want to be your friend, I think that actually hurt her ego a bit.
I think so, too.
Just like when Cheese came to town.
Also, you said that she put on a mustache and hat. I wonder if
I thought she was going to dress up as a Flimmer Flam for a second.
I wonder if that's a throwback to Spike at Your Service. I'll wear this mustache and it works this time.
Mustache. I swear to God, that's a reference to Hatalia. Mustache.
I still need to watch Italia.
Oh my God. Just when you see, they're only like 5-minute things, but once you see the episode where South Italy has the mustache, you'll get what I mean, because it even looks like it too. So that generic cartoony mustache. Everyone watches Talia. It's funny. You gotta you gotta really know your world history though to get a lot of the jokes.
Yeah.
Because since they're so short, they gotta pack all the symbolic humor into 5 minutes, and it's fast.
Yep.
But anyway, yeah. So all that's going down. Twilight's like, oh, but appreciative. Rainbow Dash and Fluttershy. This was Rainbow Dash and Fluttershy. I mean, they have more screen time, but Rainbow Dash and Fluttershy stole the show in this episode because of how, like, Rainbow Dash is so obsessed with this, and Fluttershy is being her comforting but strong self. I like that, the balance between between shy and caring and being lame. So they got the dog, and they're finally gonna get it to the lady that's selling the Daring Do book, who is cosplaying as Daring Do. Kind of funny there.
By the way, one thing I will say about this particular story that didn't really resonate with me very well was the fact that Rainbow Dash keeps going on. We need this to get this to get this to get this to get this. It's like, yeah, you've told that us for the 5th time now. Stop. You know.
Comedy.
Yeah, it doesn't really work though.
If we were like 15 years younger, we would have found that hilarious.
Yeah.
Well, wait, I'm 97. 15 to 12 years younger, we would have found that funny. We would have been like, Mommy, she's saying it again. And now I'm just slowly realizing I am 19 and watching a show about ponies.
I'm 22 and watching a show about ponies.
Man-child. No, technically I am. I mean, look at me. I've got the weight and the facial hair.
You look like you're a 22-year-old.
You know, I get that, but they still card me at bars, so it's like, god damn it. But anyway, I don't care though. I still like this. I don't give a crap. I'd wear my pony shirt if I was doing a show, and just see all the hate people give me, just because it'd be funny. So anyway, so Fluttershy uses her bear whistle, which I thought attracted bears. Nuh-uh. It goes and gets rid of all the crowd. People, I'm like, holy shit, you blow out my headphones, why don't you?
That could be another bass cannon, you know. I'm just saying.
What's this? Oh, none. Oh, what's this? Oh, it's nothing really. Just my bear whistle. But then
no one's dropping anything. Go away, dubstep pony. It was a comic where it was the guy's doing chemistry, and he's like, no, I need to carefully drop the bass, like BASE.
Yeah.
And Vinyl comes out, and she's like, did somebody say bass?
Bass?
Like, no one's dropping anything. Go away, dubstep pony. And then,
God, she looks dubstep. Like, her colors, her hair, Vinyl scratches dubstep.
Anyway, she would be rocking everything at raves.
Oh my god. Anyway, so there was one part that I was like, why was that like that? Why? She drops her bear whistle because her hoof got tied up while dragging the dogs, and Rainbow Dash is pulling the dog to the lady. And at first I was like, why is she doing it? But then I'm like, oh yeah, it's gonna close down soon because they've been doing that all day. So and Rainbow and Fluttershy, she sees the whistle and decides not to go back again. She wants to help Rainbow Dash. That's not the problem. My problem was like, she was like, my bear whistle. I'm like, what? My bear whistle. That's it. That's all the emotion you give. My bear whistle. Okay, fine. Episode's almost over. I don't care. Read your lines terribly. I'm sorry.
There
that
was
one
a
line.
lot of really kind of weird takes in this episode. I'll give it that.
It's like she read it like for the first time, and she's like, my bear whistle. Okay, I have an idea. I have an idea how to do it now. Actually, nope, that's fine. Wait, what? Nope, that's it. That's all we have time for. It's like it takes 9 months to animate one of these episodes, and you can't take the time to perfect the voice acting by now. I mean, I like the voice acting. It's usually good for all the episodes, but when it's not good, it is not good. See, I know that's not fair. Oh, it's a kid's show. Yeah, no. No.
Mm-hmm.
These last few episodes, no. This is not a kid's show. This is an adolescent show at this point.
You know what's interesting, though, is real quick, before we move on to the story...
It's about ponies. No,
but,
it's about characters who happen to be ponies that deal with a lot of shit.
Yeah.
One of them's a princess.
But what's interesting is that the Black Griffin recolor, I forget the name of them, but like
I think they gave him a name.
I don't remember it, but apparently the voice actor for that character, because you notice that he had like that machine on his back hooves or whatever.
Yeah, that weird.
Apparently, the voice actor has muscular atrophy type 3 or something, and he's raised thousands of dollars of research to curing it, and so it was kind of like a throwback to that.
This is not a kid's show.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the kids aren't going to get it, yeah, but it's like, okay, how about this? It's a family show. Like Disney movies. Old school Disney movies. You wouldn't call those kids films. You'd call them family films. DreamWorks films. You wouldn't call DreamWorks animated films, well, some of them maybe, but you'd call them family films.
But what's interesting is that a lot of this show and why people like it can really be attributed to the fact that it's like the Disney syndrome. You like this even though they're designed for kids. So Fluttershy uses her bear call, ponies scatter, and they go bring this two-headed dog up to the Daring Do cosplay enthusiast. And the lady's like, I'm not going to give you the book because I don't want the two-headed dog anymore. And they're like, I'm like, are you freaking kidding me?
Yeah, no lie, I wanted to hit her.
Yeah, exactly. So, so she's like, you know what? If you'll give me Fluttershy to train this dog, I'll take the dog and Fluttershy and you can have your book.
Yeah, she's like, yeah, it's cool, take what you want, but you have to give your friend to me, slavery and stuff.
Mm-hmm. How is slavery even legal at a trader's meet, Oh
my God, so many what with that.
Yeah.
It's like I was watching 12 Years a Slave again. Okay, not nearly as intense, but yeah. But then Rainbow Dash, being the loyal and cool friend that she is, she says, "Yep."
Yep. Exactly.
No, she doesn't just say yes. She says, "Oh my God, yes."
Yeah. She transformed into a selfie girl for a second there.
Let me take a selfie.
God, I hate that video.
Yeah, not gonna lie, not a big fan of Rainbow Dash doing that. And Fluttershy for some reason seemed real, well, not like submissive, but she just seemed like really willing to help Rainbow Dash this episode.
Mm-hmm. But that's her kindness really shining through, and honestly, she did learn how to balance the kindness versus the assertiveness, but not really the kind and too kind. You know what I mean? Yeah,
she kind of, she'd do that for pretty much any of her friends, but there's always that special little bit for Dash.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so, but then when Rainbow...
And weren't you saying something about the My Bear call thing? How it sounded weird?
Yeah, I remember, I told you I wanted to bring that up. Because there's this big crowd of people when they're going to the lady, and then Fluttershy pulls out her bear claws, like but the sound is like, Wah! She dropped the bear bass, and
the
bass
people can kick it.
Yeah. Oh shoot! So her hoof gets tied up, and she's getting pulled away, and she drops the bear claw, and I'm like, oh no, the bear claw! But then the way Fluttershy's line comes out, she goes, my bear claw.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, that's it.
Yeah. No real
concern,
emotion. No real emotion.
But
yeah, exactly.
Just my bird call. And
yeah.
I had this image in my head of Andrea Lemon reading that the first time, like just reading it, and she's like, my bear call. Okay, I have an idea how to read it now. And they're like, nope, that's all we need.
Yeah, cut print,
It's like they had
a lot of this episode really had a lot of really weird takes.
Yeah,
especially Dash.
Some dialogue readings, and dialogue was a little wonky at times, but I mean, overall, like I said, I still liked it, but like, it was all that one line just bugged me. It's like they have 9 to 10 months to make these, and they can't perfect the voice acting.
Exactly, and that takes the shortest amount of time, I think.
I mean, I get it; it's a kids show, but that's just it. This isn't a kids show anymore, as I've repeatedly ranted.
It's a show about It's a show for adolescents.
Yeah, it's a show about compelling, interesting characters that happen to be ponies. Anyway, after that, Pinkie Pie and Twilight. It's funny. Pinkie Pie is still trying to card off the books to the people. And she's saying...
Twilight originally was just going to sell them all for a broken pen.
Yeah, I remember that. That was fun.
And weren't you...
Clearly she doesn't know how to barter.
Pinkie does this really weird rant on the...
Yeah, oh yeah, we didn't mention that. She totally scares this kid.
Yeah.
And she's like, I'm just kidding, or am I? I'm not sure sometimes. And I'm like, oh my god, the madness is breaking through.
Yes. At least it wasn't as terrible as in Philly Vanilli. Because it got close. It really got close.
In Philly Vanilli, she was just a dick.
Yeah.
But anyway.
But it was getting up there, you know.
Yeah, but so, and, well, you guys remember, she's all like, princess, this is from a princess, was given her by a princess. And I know I already mentioned this, but I didn't want to say it again. Double princess.
The princess has been doubled.
Oh my god, that's funny. But anyway, so yeah, that, and then when she says how, like, the books helped to make Twilight who she is and stuff, the people walked away. She's like, dude, what the hell? And then Twilight's like, you know what, you're right. These books did make me who I am. Look, this is the book I was reading while I ignored my pseudo-son, pseudo-brother telling me how he almost died and how he's going to pay off his debt to Applejack. And here's the book where I met you.
But I'm wondering, you know, is that the Mirror and the Moon book?
All I know is that Pinkie Pie is basically encouraging Twilight to be a hoarder, because then we realize that was all part of Pinkie's plan.
And what's funny is DigiBrody said that exactly.
Wait, what?
Yeah, DigiBrody actually, in his Season 4 diary, talked about how his mom kept everything, and she wisened up when she started watching the show Hoarders.
That's funny. So
symbolism.
Symbolism. So Pinkie and Twilight have their weird bonding thing, because their relationship is way unique than the other. And well, each pairing's unique. But anyway, so Rainbow Dash comes over and grabs Twilight. She's like, Twilight, I need you to overrule something in the free market.
Actually, before that, one thing that I forgot to mention about Rarity and Applejack is that in the middle of their conflict, they're like, trying to be the better friend, and they're pushing their bags around, and they're like, I want you to get that pie tin. No, I want you to get that identical brooch. And Rarity pulls out her element card, and she's like, as a generous pony, I want you to have that pie tin.
It would have been complete if Applejack pulled out the honesty card.
I was actually expecting Applejack to say, honestly, I want you to have that brooch.
Ooh, shots fired.
Boom. Click, click, boom. Good saliva song, by the way.
Yeah, no, that actually is, I'm gonna get free. So they have a pseudo court thing, and Twilight's is like, Rainbow Dash, you screwed up and agreed that it's okay to take Fluttershy, so you suck. But
it's interesting because it almost makes you think maybe Twilight does know the law of the land, and she's been kind of studying up on that some,
Well, given that she's a princess, I'm sure here and there she's had to make a few court appearances, so...
Yeah.
That, or she's a fan of, like, I don't know, L.A. Law or something. So...
L.A. Marson.
Oh my god. Thanks, L.A. Lawson.
L.A.
So
Mawson.
Rainbow Dash was like, you know what? Yeah, I screwed up, and I sold my friend, and I regret it because nothing's more important than the magic of friendship. Okay, she didn't say it like that, but it was
Yeah.
that I can't
That would have
remember.
been too cutesy for her.
Yeah, I can't remember specifically what she said, but it was actually kind of touching,
Hmm
ish. And
Even
the
even the mayor who was going to take Fluttershy thought it was utterly
Yeah, she was
heartbreaking.
like, that was the most. What did she say? That was the nicest,
That
or
that was like the most touching thing I've ever
that
heard
was
or
the most
something.
touching thing I've ever seen. You can
Uh
have your friend back from my slavery. And then Rainbow Dash tackles Fluttershy to the ground, which I was curious. Remember how when over the barrel, Pinkie Pie, Fluttershy was super worried about Pinkie Pie, and then when
mm,
they found her, she tackled her to the ground in a hug.
mm.
That got me thinking. So, like, did Fluttershy and Pinkie Pie like break up or something?
Oh gosh.
Just think about it. Since season one, Rainbow Dash and Fluttershy have been closer, and Pinkie and Fluttershy haven't had the most on-screen interaction together.
Hmm
So
Behind the scenes, behind closed doors.
symbolism. But anyway, yeah. So that
Shipping.
shipping. So everything's all well and good, and then they get on the train to go home. And when they're on the train, Applejack is sitting at the
This is the
window.
best part. I love this part.
Yeah, this is good. Applejack's sitting at the window, and Rarity comes up to her and she's like, "Darling, have something something," and Applejack's like something something, and then Rarity's like,
Basically, Rarity comes up and brings out this old pie tin, and she's like, "It's
"I was
not the
getting to
vintage one
that.
you were looking at, you know, but I
I
was
found the
able to
best
still
piece of
get you."
junk I could find."
Exactly,
And
and Applejack gives Rarity a similar piece of jewelry that she already has, but it's like, I wanted you to have this because it's, you know, it's part of your collection of ones that are in the drawer doing nothing.
Yeah, she's like, "'Cause I know you already got one at home," and she kept it in her hat.
Mm-hmm.
Symbolism. God,
Mm-hmm.
this episode, man, this was
Such rare Jack.
such rare Jack, much Twi Pie, many Flutterdash. Wow.
Really? You really need to stop with those Doge references.
No, shut up. You love it though. You love it.
Actually,
So,
there's an EMI picture of Doge in either MLP or something else. Or like Littlest Pet Shop or something. But it's like a Doge looking dog where it has all that like much ponies, you know, epicness.
many
Wow.
friendships.
Yeah.
That's
I'll have
funny.
to see if I can find the picture and I'll post it up here.
So after that, then Rainbow Dash is chilling at the window, and then she gives Fluttershy the bird whistle call thing that
Mm-hmm.
originally Fluttershy was looking for anyway. So,
Mm-hmm.
daw.
Yeah,
She
and
even
then
gives her a little snuggle.
Twilight gives Rainbow Dash the Daring Do book, and she's like, "It's not a first edition; it's just an old tattered one." And Dash is like, "I don't care as long as I can read it with my friends."
Ugh.
Ugh.
And Pinkie Pie don't get nothing.
Yep.
Even though Twilight learned a
Big
valuable
A word
lesson
about none. Big A word about none.
Honestly, hasn't Twilight learned like 4 different lessons from Pinkie Pie specifically?
I think so,
4
and
or
it's kind
5.
of scary.
Oh my god. See, this is what bugs me though about the ending. Rainbow Dash once again gets what she wants, more or less, but she doesn't really sacrifice anything. She never she always walks away with something. Like Wonderbolt's Academy, she straight up quits and disobeys orders, and they're like, "We want you back."
Mm-hmm.
Or in Marinewell, we're supposed to sympathize with her and vilify her friends, but at the
Mm-hmm.
same time understand their reasoning, and she still walks away with the town's and Scootaloo's respect,
Mm-hmm.
and stuff like
And
that.
her ego is still in check, you know.
It's like okay, I would argue that she's maybe a little bit of better of a character since like season 1 and parts of 2, but
Mm-hmm.
but the fact that I've never seen her sacrifice anything. I mean, Twilight really hasn't either. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, The only thing that she might have sacrificed is her mortality, but I still don't think alicorns are immortal.
Hmm.
But anyway, that just bugs me that Rainbow Dash doesn't give up something.
Yeah. So that's Treja. Overall, a very fun episode.
I would rate this one. This was just a fun episode.
This is what Power Pony should have been as a fun episode. Let
You
me
mean-
put it that way.
You mean something that's funny and charming, whereas
Exactly. Instead of like we need to feel bad for Spike,
That's what I liked about this episode. There was no I was gonna say there's no forced drama, but Fluttershy almost got carted off into slavery. That was a little far fetched, but it
worked, I guess.
It worked kind of, but it wasn't as groan-inducing as Spike.
Mm-hmm.
Which sucks because it's like I think Spike's an awesome character, but
But it's interesting because in Owls Well and Ends Well, you do feel for Spike, and it's like I miss Twilight and the Pony Gang, but she doesn't love me anymore. And I mean, yeah, it is a misunderstanding, but it's like, gosh, I really feel for the little guy. And Power Ponies, it was just like, why should I be invested in his arc?
you see,
He's
the
already
thing
learned
is,
this a million times.
see,
He
thing
knows
is,
he can't be replaced.
Yeah, that's what I was just gonna say. Like, they've just rehashed the same lesson over and over again with Spike.
Mm-hmm.
I know people say they do that with Fluttershy, but that's different. That's different parts of her personality.
Exactly.
There's the assertiveness, there's the socialness, and then there's the the get out of my face-ness, which is always cool. But anyway, I was gonna say, I'd rate this thing about. Let me think. Well, when I watched it, I was having fun with it, and I thought it was a good time because it was just a feel-goody episode.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the kind of episode where if you go in trying to look and pick apart every little bit, you're just missing out on its fun because it's one of my favorite episodes. It's one of those day in the life type episodes. There's no impending drama or any date. No one has to go out of town or has to meet a deadline or take a test. It's just them enjoying the day together as friends, and that's what I really liked about this episode. So, first, on a good day, in my first impression, I had to give it a 9.2. But even picking apart the little things, like some of the dialogue and a few plot points here and there, on a bad day, I'd give it like an 8.8 kind of.
Yeah.
Because it was an awesome episode.
So what would you like it as your absolute final score?
Oh, absolutely. I'll still say 9.2.
I actually
my first impression is the one that I always base my score on, except kind of in the case of Breezy's for two reasons. One, we recorded that 3 times. Two, because I watched. I still think that you have to kind of watch it twice to kind of get it.
Yeah, I would rate this a 9.2 as well because there were faults and stuff, but it didn't detract from the overall enjoyment of the episode, much like Power Ponies. It really did detract. And it was just overall a fun episode, so I give this a 9.2 as well.
Man, we really didn't like Power Ponies.
No, we didn't. It was
still better than Three's a Crowd.
It was so hyped up, and it just kind of fell flat on its face.
The thing is, though, is that this episode had potential, but they kind of wasted it. Because, like I said, they only go to 3 areas. There's the castle. There's the first scene, then there's outside the warehouse. Oh, and then there's in the warehouse. So 4.
4, I guess.
This episode took place in one big area, but still was able to keep interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah, still Power Ponies is still better than Three's a Crowd, though.
Absolutely.
Because Three's a Crowd was hyped up as well. But not only was it a letdown, it was boring.
Yeah, it was supposed to be like the return of a natural Discord episode, and he sings, and it's like, I didn't like either. You
know what? They probably just wrote it as a Twilight and Cadence episode, but then they were like, "Oh God, this sucks." Fans like Bronies like Discord, right? All right, let's throw him in here, make up some bullcrap just to get the ratings.
I think we should really save a lot of this for when we go through our season 4 retrospective.
Yeah, you're right. All right, so yeah, good episode. We liked it.
So that's it from me, John.
That's it from me, Snakeskin94.
And we will talk to you guys later. Peace out, Dragon.
Yeah.